The second type is the confirmed oath. And the confirmed oath is when you say something and this has to do with the future, not with the past. So either you say this to confirm or oblige yourself to do it, or not to do a particular thing, or not to say a particular thing. And it relates to what is in the future and refers to something that is possible. Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, Allah will not take you to task for those of your oaths which you may utter without thought, but He will take you to task for oaths which you have sworn in earnest. So I say, Wallahi, I will not go tomorrow to my brother's house for lunch. Out of anger, I don't want to go. And they keep on insisting you have to go, he loves your presence and the food is good. So I swear and I emphasize with using Allah's name that I'm not going. Or I force myself and I swear that I will do this if this thing in the future. So I say, Wallahi, I will resign tomorrow. So I swore over something that I must do it. Either way, I have to do it because this is a confirmed oath, was in the future and it's possible to be done, and I intended it. The third type of oaths is the false oath. Something in the past that I deliberately use to protect myself, to escape from a situation, to deny something that is coming my way. So the person saying it knows that he or she is telling a lie and it does not take place and cannot be atoned for. You cannot give expiation. Did you take my pen yesterday? Wallahi, I didn't take it. And I took it. Wallahi, I forgot my homework, but I did not solve it. So I'm lying to escape punishment. Wallahi, I did my chores, which I didn't. And the so on. And this is sinful. But the sin increases, multiplies, becomes huge to the extent that it overwhelms the person who had said it. When it is used to deny other people's rights or to take their rights unlawfully. This is known as al-yaminul ghamus, the immersing oath, or the oath that dips the person who said it in hellfire. So this is really serious. And this, we find it prevailing, widely spread in courts of law. You see, taking an oath is not always prohibited. It can be mandatory when mandatory things need to happen. It can be prohibited when used in prohibited means. It can be recommended and it can be not recommended, and it can be in the middle, which is permissible. So not all oaths are haram. Sometimes you have to swear by Allah Azza wa Jal, and it is one of the rules in Islam which was stated by the Prophet ﷺ, and it can be used as legal maxims, but it is definitely used in law and in a court of law. البينة على من ادعى. The proof is mandatory upon the accuser. So if I am the accuser, I accuse you of taking $100,000 from me. You're not repaying it because you're denying. So we go to the court. Immediately, the moment I present my case, the judge tells me, bring your proof, either 2 witnesses or a written statement from that accused, from the defendant, or his confession. So I say, Wallahi, I have none of those. And it's my mistake, but I don't have none of those. But this does not change the fact that he took $100,000 from me as a loan, and he's now refusing to pay it back. So the judge, once he is certain that there is no proof, he goes to the defendant. The Prophet said, البينة على من ادعى واليمين على من أنكر. So the accuser must provide the evidence. If not, then the oath is mandatory upon who denies it. So Sheikh, he took $100,000 as a loan from me, and now he is denying it. So the judge looks at him and he says, is what he's saying true? And the defendant says, no, Your Honor, it's not true. So the judge says to him, in this case, swear by Allah you did not take anything from him. If the defendant says, Wallahi, I did not take a penny or $1 or 100,000 from him, case is closed. Khalas. But if he rejects, he says, no, I'm not going to swear, I didn't take any money from him, then the judge obliges him to pay it back, because this is the only way out. So swearing is needed, but you find in so many cases the desire for quick money, and this is when people become greedy. And whenever there is greed, there is destruction and disaster. Allah says in the Quran, do not use your oaths as a means to deceive one another, lest your foot should slip after it has been firm, and lest you should be made to suffer the evil consequences of your having debarred others from the path of God, of Allah, with tremendous suffering awaiting you. And this sin is huge, especially when people do it in trading. Imagine that the Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that there are 3 types of people that Allah shall not speak to them on the day of judgment, should not purify them, should not look at them, and they will be severely tormented. 4 huge, great punishments. For what? The Prophet says, as-salam, in the 3rd category, he mentioned 2, and then the 3rd one was a man who made the name of Allah his merchandise. He does not sell without swearing and he does not buy without swearing. So many people, they market their products, come buy from me, come buy from me, and nobody comes. And when someone bargains with him, how much is this? $5. No, too expensive, I'll take it for $1. In order to sell, he says, Wallahi, I bought it for $4.95. Meaning that he's making 5 cents profit. Now, as a Muslim, when someone swears to me, I believe him. I see no reason not to believe him. So I said, okay, as long as you swore by Allah Azza wa Jal, I'll buy it. So he sells not the product, not the product. He's selling Allah's name in vain. And when he buys, he does the same. So how much is this? This is $5. Wallahi, I saw it in the shop next door for $4.45. So the seller says, if you swore, I believe you. Khalas, take it for the same price. And you're happy. You think that you struck the jackpot. You think that you made a very good deal and you saved money, not knowing that you've saved your seat, first class, in hellfire.